They each have played major roles in advancing our understanding of neurodegenerative diseases and the associated biomarkers. So having them in our advisory board and their involvement helps ensure that the biomarkers and the analytical approaches we're developing remain scientifically rigorous, clinically relevant, and most importantly, aligned with the needs of drug developers.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by IXICO Chief Scientific Officer, Robin Wolz. Robin, very good to speak with you. It seems like you're attracting some of the world's leading thinkers in neuroscience to IXICO. Can you tell me a little bit about the news you announced today?
Absolutely. Good to see you, Stephen. Thanks for having us here. Today, we announced a significant strengthening of IXICO's scientific leadership in both Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. We are welcoming 3 internationally recognized experts to our scientific advisory board, namely Professor Jeff Cummings and Professor Charlie DiCarli, who are amongst the most influential figures in Alzheimer's disease research. So we're really grateful to have both of them on board. Separately, we have onboarded Professor Stéphane Leherissy, a world-leading expert in Parkinson's disease and advanced neuroimaging. So we're really looking forward to working with all 3 individuals. We've also announced 2 important Parkinson's disease initiatives. We have established a research collaboration with the Paris Brain Institute to advance next-generation MRI biomarkers for Parkinson's disease research. And separately, we have 2 members of our scientific team who have been invited to contribute to the Michael J. Fox Foundation's MRI Advisory Committee. So we're really pleased with these developments as they demonstrate the recent progress we've made in strengthening the scientific ecosystem across both of those key therapeutic indications.
Robin, why are Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease such strategic priorities for IXICO right now?
Right. So Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease both represent 2 of the largest unmet medical needs globally, really. They both have a rapidly growing number of subjects affected with the aging populations. And we are therefore seeing unprecedented levels of investment and activity in drug development across both areas. This means more therapies enter clinical development, which in turn means there is an increasing need for reliable biomarkers that can help measure disease progression, identify the right patients, and assess whether treatments are having an effect. That's particularly important in neurodegenerative diseases, where changes can be subtle and occur over long periods of time. And this is exactly where IXICO operates and comes in. We are a specialist imaging and AI biomarker company, and our expertise really sits at the intersection of advanced neuroscience, imaging, and technology in clinical trials. So in those 2 therapeutic areas in particular, we see convergence of scientific progress, clinical need, as well as a commercial opportunity, which is why we're continuing to invest in capabilities that help our pharmaceutical sponsors develop the next generation of treatments more effectively.
What does the addition of these world-leading experts and collaborations mean in practical terms for IXICO and its clients?
Well, it means the development of our technologies and biomarker solutions continue to be informed and challenged by some of the most respected experts in the field. So Professor Cummings and Professor DiCarli, as well as Professor Leherissy, they each have played major roles in advancing our understanding of neurodegenerative diseases and the associated biomarkers. So having them in our advisory board and their involvement helps ensure that the biomarkers and the analytical approaches we're developing remain scientifically rigorous, clinically relevant, and most importantly, aligned with the needs of drug developers. The collaboration with the Paris Brain Institute, as well as the participation in the Michael J. Fox Foundation's biomarker activities are equally important. They really place IXICO at the center of efforts to develop and validate the next generation of MRI biomarkers for Parkinson's disease. And that's the value we're providing to our clients, to really provide cutting-edge scientific expertise and robust biomarker methodology. It makes IXICO a partner that is actively helping shape the future of neurodegenerative disease research, which ultimately is a key contribution to our value proposition into pharmaceutical sponsors.
And how could advances in imaging biomarkers change the future of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's research, Robin?
Well, there are several challenges in both of those indications. We're really looking at subtle changes that are heterogeneous, that are difficult to measure. So having methodology that accurately measures how the disease is progressing, whether treatment is making a meaningful difference, is critical to understanding whether a drug can work at all stages of clinical development. And that's where advanced imaging biomarkers have the potential to provide much more objective and sensitive measures of disease-related changes in the brain compared to some of the traditional clinical assessments. We can essentially give researchers better tools for tracking progression, selecting the right patients, and evaluating treatment effects in clinical trials, all of which helps to increase the likelihood of success, again, across stages of development. And so the ability to measure an increasing number of biomarkers can therefore have a significant impact on both trial design and executions. We can improve efficiency, reduce development risk, and help pharma companies make better decisions earlier in the process as well, which ultimately has the potential to accelerate the development of effective treatments for patients. And what we are doing at IXICO is we're using our AI-driven imaging platform and the scientific expertise to help make that future a reality.
Robin, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Robin Wolz, Chief Scientific Officer at IXICO.